As promised, we have the superstar of all superstars and somebody who's actually listened to real estate radio
Yes, indeed.
For a long time. I'm going to just say it's nice to meet. I don't want to even say a fan. It's nice to meet somebody who has KFGO on their car dial as
Absolutely.
as they're heading to church on a Sunday morning.
Absolutely. Driving into the sun, listening to
right.
the latest real estate tips. So you do it in such an entertaining way. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh!
It's a lot
Bless
of
your
fun.
heart. Tell everybody.
I will.
Linda Boyd with the FM Symphony.
Yes.
My gosh, what a cool thing you have coming up here. I want to jump right into it, and then I want to learn about why you're so passionate about the symphony. Yep. But what are we talking about today? Because there is a big old event coming up.
It is a big old event. It's our biggest and only fundraising event of the year. It is what we've called Symphony Rocks. It's the 9th annual. It's when the full Fargo-Moorhead Symphony performs outside with the 12-piece post-traumatic funk syndrome. And it's a full program of great tunes. This year the theme is Motown to Memphis. Oh. So some of the world's best tunes, from Heard It Through the Grapevine to so many great tunes. We're featuring 2 guest vocalists who have ties to the area. Ronnie Allen, who is a Concordia grad, and Andrina Brogdon, and from West Fargo, and both of those have gone up through The Voice. Andrina was a finalist.
My gosh.
And so they're going to help bring those Motown and Memphis tunes to life, along with the vocalist and post-traumatic.
So incredible event coming up, but I want to rewind the clock back to the hatch house of me growing up. I'm a product of Fargo, and I played the cello in 4th grade. I think that is the year that everybody kind of tries out.
Yep. What kind of instrument you might like to play? Strings usually get a jump on it in 4th grade, and then the winds. Us clarinet nerds, we follow along in 5th grade.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in a small apartment, and so we weren't ever allowed to have drums or a trumpet or anything like that. And thank goodness, because I'm full of hot air to begin with. And so I learned the cello in 4th grade and only did it. But my sister played the violin like all the way through high school.
Wonderful.
And so I attended so many symphony-esque orchestra concerts, and I didn't love it.
Well,
and I say that because there's an amazing I didn't love vegetables when I was a kid either.
Sure.
Right? And all of a sudden these tastes change. And now I ate at a local fast food restaurant, rhymes with Schmubway, earlier this week. And it was like this, my tastes have changed.
Right.
I used to love it. And now my tastes have changed. And for me, I can say here, Linda, that my tastes have changed, and I love symphony music now.
Well, and I hate thinking of us as the broccoli of the arts world.
What a tagline.
But, I think what we experience when we're kids, sometimes it's, if you went to your sister's junior high orchestra concerts, that's some broccoli right there. Mm-hmm. But if we're not going to get the full-fledged symphony,
and
if we don't have that.
God bless the parents for sitting through every one of those concerts and just saying, boy, oh boy, hearing that song from Cats really, really warmed my heart again.
Well, but we wouldn't have a professional symphony in this community if we didn't have amazing music education programs in all the schools, because that's what really sets the foundation. But, when you hear the orchestra playing music from the Planets or other kinds of things that you realize, the What's for Beef song by Aaron Copland, you realize, I've heard this music all my life, and it's amazing. So when you see it performed by a professional orchestra right in front of you, it's breathtaking. Mm-hmm. It's exciting.
There's something so simplistic about, say, someone with a fiddle or a violin. One of my dearest friends is Alex right now.
Oh, he's so great.
Just a top-notch talent. And you can have him play in church as a solo, and then you see a symphony come together, and it's a totally different experience. And then you see a fiddle tied in with a band like Pachin down at Dempsey's.
Playing some.
And you understand the diversity that can come from things in the symphony.
Well, and when you look at post-traumatic funk syndrome, this 12-piece funk band with this great horn section, half of that band are symphony members.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I hope you get them for cheaper then.
Yeah. We'll need to negotiate that.
That's right. I think that the music in this community is an untapped resource. And I think that it is at a level that people don't understand the amount of talent that's here.
Well, even if you're just talking about classical music area alone, in addition to a professional symphony orchestra, we also are the smallest community in the country that has a professional opera company.
Really?
So the quality we have is big city quality here in Fargo-Moorhead.
That is, I had no idea.
Yep.
My aunt was always, she doesn't live in Fargo anymore, but she had attended every symphony event and every operatic. Am I saying that right? Operatic?
Sure.
You can tell how cultured I am not.
You're doing just fine.
Thank you very much. I grew up with a TV remote in one hand and Doritos in the other, so that's as cultured as I got. And now, though, I'm learning again. It's this new broccoli taste, and it's like I like broccoli now.
There you go.
That's
there
right.
you go.
And so my aunt had exposed me to this, and she took me to an operatic concert, and I was enamored. It wasn't my style of music, but I even at a young age, I remember sitting there thinking, "How is this person in Fargo?" Because I didn't put those two things together,
Sure.
Linda. It didn't comprehend for me. And so how are we able to have such big talent here in our backyard?
I think it's a Midwestern feel for striving for excellence. You know, I've told my board, I want the Fargo-Moorhead Symphony to be the Bison football of the arts community.
Oh, yeah.
Because the same thrill you get when you watch those young athletes perform at that level of excellence is the same thing you get when you're sitting in the concert hall, seeing those musicians right in front of you performing the world's greatest music at that level of excellence. It's thrilling.
I love that you parallel it to a sports analogy, because I think that sports are probably more mainstream than music, at least symphony type music. And I can't help but agree with you to say that what we have here are people who are some of the best, and they're quiet implementers. They're humble performers, and yet when they come together, there's this harmonious, masterful talent. And so you're doing this event at Blue Stem, right? What's the date that we're coming up on?
The date is Thursday, August 15th.
Okay.
It's our traditional way of kind of sadly closing down summer after, the week before school starts. But it is the full symphony orchestra, post-traumatic on the same stage with a couple guest vocalists playing some of the best music from Motown to Memphis. And we have one of our members, Russ Peterson, who's also one of the leaders of post-traumatic, writes all the charts for the orchestra. So he spends all summer creating these arrangements. So the orchestra's playing along and taking the lead in a lot of these amazing, classic R&B tunes.
There's this moment that happens, and I've experienced at church. I'm a member of First Lutheran Church, and they have a really great orchestra
led by Jane Capistran.
Absolutely.
She'll be conducting this.
Oh, she's so talented.
Yep.
And what happens with it is the regular worship band will start, and it's like, hey, I've heard this song 100 times before. And if post-traumatic starts, you'll say, I've heard this song 100 times before on the radio or growing up.
Yep.
And then you infuse the symphony with it.
Exactly.
And I get covered in goosebumps from
That's
head to toe.
That's it.
And you have an entire evening of goosebumps.
Absolutely. And we have people who never miss this show.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. We have a pre-party that starts out at Blue Stem at 4:30. So for $5, you get in the gate. And once you're inside, there's food trucks, a cash bar, all for, additional cost, play some games for prizes. So that's a real family opportunity to come out, eat your supper, play some games, get some early bird parking, and then go to the concert, which starts at 8. So we still have bench seats, GA bench seats, and general admission lawn seats still left for sale.
I love it. My wife and I already have our tickets, but people out there might want some free tickets, Linda. Let's do this. Let's give away 2 sets of tickets. It's Sunday right now if you're listening live, and that means that we won't have tickets available until 8 a.m. Monday morning at KFGO. 2 sets of 2 tickets. Is that right?
Yep, and these are general admission vouchers that'll get you a lawn seat or a bench seat. The gates will open at 6:30. You can go get your seat, and the concert starts at 8.
Perfect. The first 2 sets of people that show up at KFGO on Monday to nab these tickets have 2 free tickets for this incredible event waiting for them.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you can get your tickets online at fmsymphony.org.
Linda, I can't wait for this event.
This is going to be so fun.
For our community.
Thank you.
Folks,
thanks for having me.
You bet. We're going to swing to break. Head to hatchrealty.com. Take a look at what we have going, see what the houses are selling for on today's market, and maybe you'll find your next dream home. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.